Hello, my children. Welcome to yet another roulette. How are we doing today? I thought Ryan moved to Twitch. Not yet. Not yet. I haven't moved to Twitch yet. Hello. I'm still here. It's going to be a short one today because my back really hurts. But I will be back on Twitch later. I have never called K9 the C word, and I do not intend to start now. Robot dogs are people too, don't you know? Oh, how we doing? How we doing? I think I have like a trapped nerve or something. Like my lower back. It's all messed up. Be careful with Twitch, Amazon owns it, which means it should be questioned. Just saying, yeah, but Google owns YouTube, so what the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't have any other options. No, you're not getting the joke. I'm talking about Ryan Sinclair. Oh, sorry, I'm not getting the joke. I am on quite a lot of painkillers right now. So I'm a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Ha! That was a Doctor Who reference, see? This is a Doctor Who stream. Alright. Let's hope your back feels better soon. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan, can I have drugs too? No, they're mine. They're all mine. You can't have them. We should do our first wheel spin, shouldn't we? Why the fuck would you suggest Skibbity, Cookie Boy? Are you trying to enrage me? Hope your back is better. I have 2 broken ribs, so I get it. I've broken my ribs before the timescales, and it sucked. So I wish you a speedy and not too lengthy recovery. You'll be back to normal soon! See, I'm on just enough painkillers that joke like fucking slew me. It's a real actual... Fine! Fine! I'll add it to the wheel. There we go. Thank you, and same to you. I appreciate that. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, baby.
Doctor Who is such a cool franchise. Death is the only answer. A TV story. Oh god, let's see what this has got to offer us today. I watched a lot of superhero movies while I was laid up this weekend. A lot. I saw the new Superman finally. I really liked it. It was very good. It was very good. I know this story is animated, right? I have no idea, Will. I have no idea. But the only way to find out, I guess, is to find it. Hang on. Hang on, I can do this. Hey! What did you think of Crypto? I would die for that dog. I love that fucking dog so much. Death is the Only Answer was a mini episode broadcast on Doctor Who Confidential. It debuted on BBC Tres as part of When Time Froze. Ooh. Doctor Who Confidential and BBC Learning teamed up in a competition for UK students aged 9-11 to write a script for a Doctor Who short. The winning script was chosen by Doctor Who producer Stephen Moffat, Piers Wenger and Beth Willis, and controller of BBC Learning Saul Nassi. The writers of the winning script were Adam, Daniel, Katie and Ben, Year 6 students at Oakley CE Junior School in Basingstoke. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how, like, they were all from... Oh, winning script, single script. I thought they were winning scripts. It's like, isn't it wild how they pulled them all from one school? The third Doctor had a plate full of cheese sandwiches that Captain Hart had bought for Jo Grant, leaving her only a lettuce garnish. 9/11 was bad. Hot take here, but I think 9/11 was actually quite a bad thing, yes. Probably could have done without it. The Sea Devils and cheese sandwiches. I know all about the Sea Devils and cheese sandwiches. I am an expert on Sea Devils and cheese sandwiches and the complex biological and semiotic relationship between them. The third Doctor ate a plate full of cheese sandwiches. Yeah, I tell you what, he was on a rampage stealing sandwiches in the Sea Devils. An absolute rampage. You're meeting Nicola Bryant, Janet Fielding, Sophie Aldrin, and Docs 5 to 8 in Lisbon Comic Con next weekend. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you have a good time. In the console room of his Tardis, the 11th Doctor is celebrating the acquisition of a new fez, formerly owned by his old friend Albert Einstein. The Doctor trips near the console, knocking the fez out of his hands and onto a lever on the console. The Doctor accidentally pushes another lever, causing the fez to vanish. A time portal appears and Einstein himself stumbles through it with the fez, bewildered. Einstein had been working on his own attempt at a time machine. When he tried to turn it off, he arrived in the TARDIS. Einstein also thought that he discovered a vital part of finishing his time machine, a green liquid, which he believed to be bionic fusion liquid. After scanning the green liquid, the Doctor informs Einstein that he is wrong. When Einstein walks away from the console to run some tests on the liquid, the flask suddenly bubbles over and the liquid splashes onto his face. It's hot, turning him into an Ood who repeats the sentence, "Death is the only answer." The Doctor has the TARDIS generate an energy field which turns Albert back into his normal self. The Doctor recommends that Albert keeps his fried hair as it looks more sciencey. The Doctor drops Albert off on 18th of September 45 and leaves for another adventure. Unnoticed by the Doctor, a bit of Einstein's liquid remains on the console floor, moving on its own. I tell you what, I'm gonna give a hot take here. I am not basing this off of any evidence except for my own gut. But as you all know, we are rampantly anti-intellectual here. I think that their fucking English teacher helped them with this, and I think they helped them a lot. There are literary devices being used in this that are far too complex for a fucking 9-year-old to use. I think their teacher helped them. Their teacher helped them. Because I have read stories that 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds write in school, and let me tell you, they're shit. Yeah, no. It is such a shame that the only time we got Albert was in 7-0 in a coma. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, how is Taylor's wedding and marital bliss going to change her music? Discuss. I don't care. Not my stories from when I was 9/11. I guarantee you that they were. Okay, the Doctor has obtained a new fez, one of which had been previously owned by hot take, Albert Einstein isn't overrated, but the interesting bits about him are entirely ignored, making him kinda overrated. I feel like that's almost like being misrated, isn't it? It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Let's see. There's nothing else. This is all just production information. Let's see. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
Can't we just agree that most of the time the Ood are wasted? No. Yes. Yes. Why does the Ood always die first? That's what I want to know. Lure! Hang on. An issue of a magazine existed in 1965. Its cover featured a logo of the letter C in an account dated to January 1965. The issue was present below another issue among MI5 agent Captain Blacker's documents aboard his yacht. Jump scared me. Ah! What? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? My wife is just saying hi. I suspect the kid's script only said that liquid turns Einstein into a tentacly monster, and they happened to have the Ood costume on hand. Yes. Fee, they were asking what you think of Einstein. I don't know why.
I don't want to answer.
What do you mean you don't want to answer?
I'm scared.
You scared?
Yeah.
What are you scared of? Are you afraid that this is a trap?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Guys, is Einstein cancelled? Did Einstein say it? Have any like off-color tweets recently that me and Fee aren't aware of? It is a trap. Najawin said it's a trap. Woke Einstein. Oh, well, Schrodinger did. That doesn't surprise me in the fucking slightest. Schrodinger was cancelled.
Yeah, baby.
Alan knows about this, apparently. At least it didn't land on fucking Skibbity. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Was he, or was he simply in a mysterious, half well-regarded, half cancelled state? You mean like South Park? Like where South Park exists in culture? Aristide? Is that what you're talking about? Alright, let's go. Did his car do anything, Cat? Maybe it's like Lovecraft? Is an interesting one, right? By 2007, a sign in Defreevale High School's kitchen requested staff to pay Paulette. Although it wasn't explicitly clear from school reunion, the text above reading pay a contribution of 20p per, and towards tea and coffee was seemingly requesting staff to pay Paulette 20p as a contribution towards tea and coffee. Do you like my Pokeball, by the way? If you like my Pokeball, you can buy them in the Something Bloom Audio store. I'm joking. But Fee made this. This is a handmade Pokeball. Look at the stitching on that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's cool. I use it as stressful. You're stressing me out so fucking much right now. Anyway, let's let's look at another thing on the wheel. Oh dear. Lovecraft's cat, goodness, I sure do one. I know, I made the video, I made the joke about Lovecraft's cat.
Yeah,
I know. Well, no one ever did ask what the name of Schrodinger's cat was in all of this. Probably something fucking racist. The View! We've done this one. We're doing a different one. We're doing a different one, fuck you.
Yeah, baby.
Imagine if other YouTubers were like me. Oh yay, the mighty Jagrafest of the Holy Hadrajasic Max of Rodinfo. Unfortunately, we've already done the mighty Jagrafest of the Holy Hadrajasic Max of Rodinfo, so there's no need to here. Alright, you didn't get to hear me say it though, so that's something, I guess. Imagine if like Mr. Tardis opened a stream and was like, what up, fuck nuts? That could be pretty good. I think I would probably watch more Mr. Tardis streams, actually. Also, props for Ryan saying it all twice.
Yeah, baby.
What did Schrodinger do? What did they do, Naja, when you know we don't? And this advantage you have over us is unfucking acceptable. So tell us. Mr. Tardis lives in my city. That's cool. That's cool. You should go out for tea and biscuits with him sometime. I like Mr. Tardis, to be fair. Mr. Tardis seems like a good bean. Oh God! It did let him through! It did let him through! Oh my God! Oh dear, people were so concerned with Schrodinger's cat that they didn't even bother to look at Schrodinger's hard drive. There you go. Mighty Jagrafest of the Holy Hadrajasic Max of Rodinfo, yeah! I wonder if they've been cancelled yet. Alright. Alright.
Yeah, baby.
Najawin, that was a really funny joke. That was a really funny joke. I'm gonna give you props there. I'm gonna like, well, wow. Well done. Well done. I really enjoyed that. Oh dear. You would never get it on fucking Fairies, I'll tell you that. His hard drive might have illegal content or not, we can only know. Speaking of people having illegal content on their hard drive, by the way, did you guys know that Pete Townsend from The Who is a P. Diddy diddler as well? And like, they found shit on his hard drive, but he just went, oh, that was for research, actually. And they just went, oh, fair enough. That's true. Look it up. It's a wicked fucking media. Who's that? The guitar player for The Who. You know, the one who used to pick up guitars and do this. That guy. Yeah, that guy is a small bean regarder. Season 21 of Doctor Who started on January 5th, 1984 with Peter Davison. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. And the showrunner was John Nathan Turner. You guys can complete the rest of the sentence yourselves. You've watched this stream before. Joking, YouTube. I don't mean it. Don't shoot me with snipers. Alright. We've done this one before. We've done this one before. We've done this one before. Don't you think it's weird, the timescales? How like everyone knows that JNT is a P Diddy, but we all just kind of glaze it over and pretend that's not the case as like a fandom. Don't you think it's fucking weird? I think it's fucking weird. We've done this page before. Basically, for those who don't know, 1984 is an alternate universe in the Doctor Who-verse. Don't think YouTube likes that one. I don't give a fuck anymore. Really don't care anymore. Oh god. Alright, let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
The whole thing's on his Wikipedia page, Schrodinger, right? I mean. It's also on Pete Townsend's. the whole country of Japan, I guess. I'm like really scared of what Doctor Who has to say about Japan, to be honest. Been a minute since I looked. I look at both of their Wikipedia pages every single day. Fans are great at overlooking traits of showrunners. Yeah, I think it's really funny how they will straight up overlook the fact that JNT was a Jimmy Savile fan. I guess I'm running out of euphemisms here. But like they will argue to death about like Stephen Moffat and Chris Chibnall being horrible people because they wrote some slightly dodgy dialogue at some point. I think it's quite funny. Okay, we live in Japan, so I know this one. That's cool. The Eccleston era was released on NHK dubbed with Japanese voice actors. Very, very rare DVD set. That's cool. Hey! You don't look under there. Hey, come here. I'm not mad at you. You just needed to be checked, that's all. Sorry, just being a parent. Let's have a look. Japan, also known as Nippon, was an island nation off the coast. We've done this one before! We've done this one before! Yes, this exact one we've done before! God damn it. As I remember correctly, it's actually surprisingly okay for an article about a country that's not England. The Doctor has never been to Japan. I don't know, it says here they have, and this is the Tardis Wiki. People thought it was right. Yes, Najawin. This is where that incident happened. Yes. Yes. I'd like to see timescales. I would like to see a Doctor Who episode where the Doctor meets Miyamoto Musashi towards the end of his life, when he'd kind of gotten over the whole be the greatest samurai in human history thing, and just kind of settled down and painted birds. I would like to see an episode centering around that with no alien interference whatsoever, just like two old people at the top of their games just reflecting on life. I think it'd be amazing. I don't wish I was a samurai. They had a really, really chaotic lives. The Doctor has never been to Japan on TV. Yeah, no, I know. I know. You like my idea? Thank you. I am one of the people who firmly believes that Doctor Who should go to Japan more often. But they're badass. They are badass, admittedly. But they're also dummies, and I think that has to be taken into consideration. I was trying to get author Andy Lane to land the TARDIS at Mount Fuji. I'm sorry that you couldn't make that happen. I'm sorry that couldn't be accomplished. I am begging for Doctor Who to go somewhere except the UK. Yeah, same. Same. There's so much like world history to explore and like folklore and literature. I don't know. There's so much. There's so much. I don't know. There's so many opportunities that could be taken. I think the story and the engine prove that in this latest season of Doctor Who. That was my favourite episode of the entire season. The US is cool, and the US would be a great choice, but other places too. Tell you what, Najawin, I would like it if when they do US stories, it isn't just like the big touristy postcard things. I would like it if they actually did some of the weird stuff that's happened in the US. Like, I'd love to see a Doctor Who episode about like Mothman, about like Point Pleasant in West Virginia. A few times they've been to Spain. If the Doctor lands at Mount Fuji anytime soon, it will be in a BBC audio. I'd like to see it though. But I do agree that there needs to be more like variance in terms of locations, and we got a little bit of that in the last season, and it was so good. And I also think I want to see the Doctor dealing with things that are like from these other cultures as well, and stories rooted in these other cultures, because I think it would add a lot of freshness to Doctor Who storytelling. A lot of scientific breakthroughs have happened in the US. But don't you think it'd be cool, Najawin, to get an episode about the Philadelphia experiment? Don't you think that'd be sick? Don't you think that'd be a great thing to base a Doctor Who around? Or like, the Flatswood Monster would be a cool one to do a Doctor Who around. If we're talking about more of the world, though, just spitballing, I'd love to see a Doctor Who set in Three Kingdoms era China, even though I think it would never happen. I think that would be really interesting, especially like the Battle of Redcliffe. I think it would be fun to like be like, oh, it was aliens actually. It was aliens actually who set fire to all of those ships, not traitorous Wei General Pang Tong. I think that would be pretty good. I'd like to see the Doctor meet John Steinbeck. That would be cool. That would be cool. Let's think. What else could you do that would be fun? I tell you what. You wouldn't be able to say too soon now because it's been fucking decades. The Dyatlov Pass incident in Russia. That would be a cool setting for a Doctor Who. I'd love for them to explain where Port Royal meant. That would be cool. Paul Revere's, yeah, they could do an American Revolution one, that would be cool. Paul Revere's ride is also easy to do, especially because Paul Revere wasn't important and Samuel Prescott was the important one. So you could do this thing people suggested for Rosa, where the guy fails but history marches on. I think that would be cool. That's actually a really good idea, actually. Massacre of the Nepalese royal family in 2004, yep. I'd like to see the Doctor meet Frank Lloyd Wright and have him redesign the TARDIS interior. I think that would be cool too. I would like to see the Doctor meet Truman Capote. I think that would be a fun, like, historical guest star type thing. I think that would be cool. I would like to see, you know who I really want to see? Is it Carla Frida? Babe? The South American artist. The one that you're a big Frida Kahlo?
Yeah.
I want to see the Doctor meet Frida Kahlo in a TV episode. And like, I know that they did a novel with the 13th Doctor, but like, I'm fucking scared of that. I am fucking scared of the prospect of the 13th Doctor Frida Kahlo story. But that, I think that would be fun to see on TV. I'd like to see 12 meet Frida Kahlo. But yeah, there's so many. Historical about Mad Queen Rana Valoda of Madagascar. I actually don't know who that is. That's a blind spot for me, I'm afraid. Let me spin the wheel again. Let's see if it actually lands on what we haven't already done. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Oh my god, I thought of one! Let's look at this together, but I thought of one. I thought of one that would be amazing. Guys. You could do the Bronze Age collapse, and you could do a story about the sea people, and make them sea devils. There you go. There's a good hack idea for you. Knowing little of pre-Columbian civilizations would be beneficial for creative storytelling, potentially. Alright, let's have a look at this. Mrs. Christophilou was the mother of Angelina Christophilou, a student at Cold Hill School. She attended parents' evening there and met with her daughter's English teacher, Clara Oswald. As Clara was rushing out of the room to meet the 12th Doctor, she told her daughter was A+, 10 out of 10, top of the class, but her handwriting could be better. Yes. Ryan, question for you. Your favourite Doctor is dropped into the plot of Halo 3. what happens. Which one was Halo? What's the plot of Halo 3 again? Which one's that? I would need to remember. I played it, but I can't remember what happens in it. Which one's Halo 3? Is that the one with the thing? Let's see. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
I want to answer, I just need more information first. I'm not avoiding the question. The one with... Oh! Okay, yeah. I mean, realistically, he'd probably just fucking stop it, wouldn't he? I mean, it's 12, and 12 would probably just fucking stop it. Mr. Halo lands on a planet for the third time. Mr. Halo. Why do you have a rainbow dot moving around on your head? Well, it's light. You see, the light reflects, and light is actually a rainbow. So I have a rainbow dot reflected on my head. It is not... It is not a sniper. You do not need to worry. My story is set in 1857 when there was a coup to remove... Hang on. It's because I got this heating pad. That's why. It's like, why am I sweating? That would be why. John Halo meets the Doctor Who. I made a bearded thing that hangs in the window. Oh, the beady. Yeah, it is the beaded thing. She made a beady thing and it's like reflecting onto my temple. That's true. That's true. Thankfully, I am immune to conventional weapons, so I should be fine. I think I'll be alright. You know, a trope that I love, that I don't see enough of, is, you know when ancient eldritch beings, like evil wizards and stuff, that, like, have been asleep for thousands of years. You like this, right? One of my favourite tropes is ancient eldritch beings who've been awakened after like thousands of years of slumber, and it's like, no mortal weapon can harm me. But the thing is that back in the day, the most effective mortal weapons were like arrows, like clubs and shit. What happens when you break out the 50 cal or the white phosphorus? You know what I mean? Or the Moab? That's what I want to know. I'd love to see a Doctor Who episode where Unit is just like, oh no, we actually can just handle this with guns. They ran into this issue with War of the Worlds. It's why they always have force fields now. I want to see a sequel to War of the Worlds where the Martians come back, but it's modern day, but like they haven't actually advanced their technology enough, and so they just get shit stomped. I think that would be a really funny fucking movie to see. Fun fact, white phosphorus isn't banned in all situations under international arms treaties. Well, A, it should be, because it's a horrific weapon. But B, I feel like it's justified to use it when Asmark the Defiler awakens from his 3,000-year slumber and is planning to, like, veil the world in a darkness of pain and torment forever. I think at that point, yeah, you nuke the bastard, yes. Yes. No mortal weapon. What if a vampire makes a slingshot? Would that work? The thing is, Mr. M works. You know, like how vampires, you can't kill them with like a regular gun because they will just regenerate. Yeah, but what if you like just throw a grenade at one? What if you just obliterate the monster's body? What, is it Cell? Could it just regenerate from like a single piece? No, it is banned under all situations as a weapon, but it's not banned for like illumination or target marking. Well, as long as it's like not being used on people, I mean, whatever, it's just a chemical, right? As long as it's not being used on human beings. Historical about the Doctor meeting Robert Louis Stevenson in the lost first draft of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde called the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. That's cool. My fave vampire joke is, would a stake through a heart kill you? Of course it would. It would kill you too. Do you know most depictions of that? Oh, I'll tell you something funny I know. Do you know how hard it is to get a stake through a rib cage? It's actually almost impossible, because where your heart is where your ribs interconnect. So you really need to push that motherfucker in. The actual way to do it would be under the armpit. Right here. Right here is where you'd want to get a vampire. Just in case you guys ever get attacked by a vampire, just remember Mike Tyson used to do this thing where he'd like go in on the side on someone's rib, and then as they were reacting to that, he'd come up with an uppercut. And just remember to do the first half of that whenever you see a vampire. Hi, what's going on? We're talking about vampires, and we're talking about how most monsters from like folklore and mythology actually would really struggle against modern weapons. Because modern weapons are terrifying. Yeah, I got into a fight with a couple vamps last night. Yeah, how'd that go? How'd that go? I feel like Mike Tyson punched me in the ribs. Like, honestly, I think that most like mythical monsters wouldn't be able to do shit against like a fucking platoon of Marines. I think they get on that hill, they set up overlapping fields of fire, and then it doesn't matter. They wanted to suck my blood, I didn't want them to. Easy win. Vampire versus gun, we all know who wins. No, I'm not saying that a regular pistol would be enough to kill a vampire, Nick Simmons. I'm saying that like really heavy ordnance would definitely be able to kill a vampire. You should read Malazan Aliens, unlike Aliens. Wouldn't it be funny if Aliens invaded but they had Bronze Age technology? Like they just walk through a portal with like shields and spears and chainmail and shit? I think that'd be funny. That'd be an alien invasion that I'd be kind of down for, to be honest. I've heard Mike Tyson is very chill. I have heard that. I have heard that. I'm into boxing as well, timescales, so I have a lot of respect for him as an athlete and stuff. That's just the plot of Sci. Vampires versus aliens. Depends on the aliens, depends on the vampires. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of scaling, I would argue. But like, I'm pretty sure that Alucard from Helsing could handle the Slovene fairly handily. Malazan is a postmodern deconstruction of the fantasy genre. B, fantastic. C, has a lot of Marines going toe-to-toe with gods and elves. Yeah, I want to see stories about Marines going toe-to-toe with gods and elves. I want to see stories where, you know, when they're fighting some kind of supernatural threat, and the bookish hero who always has like a squad of grunts with them who are fucking useless and have no idea what they're doing. I want to see the realistic version of that, which is the grunts go in with proper intelligence and oversight and just demolish anything that's in their fucking way. Would it be better or worse than wizards or aliens? I think Marines versus everything would be better than any fucking movie. If RTD's fantasy reboot was good. I want one story, just one, where the Doctor's like, you can just shoot this one, Kate, it's fine. Just use bullets. To be fair, the Marines do have like squad majors, but that's realistic. No, Najawin, that's more realistic. I want that. I think that if you had a world where suddenly magic was real, yeah, any competent military would immediately have like reverse engineering that shit going on. Immediately. That's why, and I'm sorry to talk about Harry Potter for a second, but that's why if the wizards ever got discovered by the Muggles would fuck them up so fast in a realistic scenario. It would be over, like in a year, maybe. In like a year, it would all be over. Because you know what? Muggles would learn magic. Wizards wouldn't be able to learn how a fucking computer chip works. Good old JK. I like reminding Harry Potter fans that like the entire cast of Harry Potter could have been taken out by a Black Hawk. US Marines are also Semper Fi. They're scary, dude. I know enough about US Marine training to know that most fictional characters wouldn't stand a chance. They're very good at figuring out how to kill things. Do you know that the government has an anti-Godzilla contingency plan? And it's quite good. Harry Potter was never good. Harry Potter is just X-Men with like classism added in. Right, if they have a time turner, they could just use it to... No, they could... How? How? With what? The most powerful weapons that we've ever seen them use are basically just a gun, because that's what Avada Kedavra is just a gun, and a big fire. That's all they've got. That's all they've got. Meanwhile, we kidnap Ron Weasley and send him to Guantanamo Bay. I guarantee we get him fucking talking. I fucking guarantee it. Voldemort killed 200 people, and they're so scared of him that they won't even utter his name in like polite conversation. Wait till they find out what like the average JSOC dude is willing to do to any one of them. I don't know, man. I think we're capable of cruelty that they can't even fathom. And we're really good at killing things. And if you gave us an external enemy like that, who had superpowers, we'd get on that so fucking fast. Really think about the potential the human has for just murdering things. It's why we're here watching. It's literally the reason that we're sitting here watching this Doctor Who stream. Haven't watched / read HP. Why did Voldy not kill little Harry? Because of a love spell. Literally because of the power of a mother's love. I can't say my epic wizard strats. They get auto-filtered. Honestly, they just keep kidnapping wizards and torturing them until they knew everything, and that process would probably take a few weeks. It wouldn't take very long. I don't think most wizards could stand up to, like, being waterboarded. All in all, they're a very soft civilization. Alt universe where Voldy just... And the other thing, too, is, like, we would learn a lot about them very fast, whereas, like, wizards have lived among us for thousands of years, and like most of them don't know what a gun is. This is hilarious. I think I better subscribe. And like this is the thing, is like them, just the spell that murders people, just the spell that kills people is like, oh, it's the unforgivable curse, yada yada yada, we're gonna put all of this cultural weight behind it. But you know what? We would absolutely gas Hogwarts. Absolutely. We wouldn't give a single fucking shit. We would gas Hogwarts and have drones flying around outside it, just pelleting anyone who ran outside. Turn people into rats, sneaking. Then we just replace them with someone else, and the machine goes. Vishad, you have to understand that. We already have those things happen in real life, and you just replace the dude. We have contingents in, I know in the US and in Britain, you could kill like the top 50 guys down the line and the country's military industrial systems would still function just fine. You kill one minister of magic and they're done. They're out. It's a matter of like the fact that these are like soft tween middle class fantasy people versus like real life US Marines. Virgin wizards. No, you can't just kill people based Americans. Haha. It's not about whether you should kill people or not. It's about the fact that they're not as hardened to violence. They're not prepared for it. And they wouldn't have time to like adapt. Think about how horrible we are to each other. Okay, but what if I use the timetable turner and embedded a sensor by YouTube in the middle of ancient London, and then when the invasion started, I set it off? Well, I mean, that would kill a lot of the wizards too, wouldn't it? Like, that would take out a lot of the wizards too. Also, I mean, like, ancient London is the center of wizard society. It's not the center of human society. If you take out London, you're taking out like 80% of the wizards. Killing people is bad. The moral of this is, killing people is bad, but you've got to be prepared. Once again, you would not get this kind of talk on fairies or Mr. Tardis. But yeah, the one Harry Potter movie I want to see is Muggles find out about wizards and go to town on them. People die when they are killed. Oh, it didn't like that? Oh, no. And the thing is, I'm guessing that what you said was time turner, right? You said time turner, and I'm guessing you said, I'm allowed to... Why am I censoring? I'm allowed to say it. You're a nuke. A thermonuclear device, right? That's what you were going to suggest. Here's the thing, though. Those things are really fucking complicated, and wizards can't work out how a car works. Go to town? Yes. I know what I said, and I chose my words very carefully, Nick. Ryan, you're on a watch list now. Bold of you to assume I wasn't on one already. Shameless knockoff of Nuka Roblox City. Honestly, I think the mind control thing would probably be the trickiest thing to get around, to be honest. But I mean, we were so convinced that mind control was real that we trained people how to commune with goats in the 60s, so... God damn it, Vishan! Right, this dad for the wizard plan, some guy in the FBI watching. Still didn't like it. So, like, you know how the kids go through the like dimensional door at 9 3/4? It's triggered by sending a kid through, right? It's not contingent on what the kid has on them. So you want it, it's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. Oh dear. Localized entirely in this chat. The series crossed over with the Doctor Who universe in the 60-page comic story, the totally stonking, surprisingly educational, and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic, where the Spanish Inquisition, as portrayed in the series, appeared to donate to comic relief, while several incarnations of the Doctor, their companions, and the TARDIS appeared elsewhere in the comic, but not here. Yeah, my fault is that the extra-dimensional spaces are the tricky bit, so you need someone to get in. Yeah, that's where you kidnap and torture people. Especially because we know that they accept wizards who have like Muggle-born parents, so like there you go. Right? And that would also cause more prejudice against the Muggle-born wizards, which would cause more infighting amongst the wizards. How do you... Exactly, yeah. I have thought about this. Oh, that's how, yeah. That's your first target, Nick. And the thing is, like, the only one that exists in an interdimensional space is the skull. The rest of it's just cloaked and is existing in that space. If they have tents that could internally the size of mansions, then they could move armies and weapons easily. Yeah, but Vishan, counterpoint, they don't have any armies. They don't have any kind of organized resistance whatsoever, except for, like, cops and stuff. And, like, the thing about an army is that you need doctrine to run an army effectively, and doctrine is only formed after years and years and years of experience and trial and error. So, like, in humans' case, we have a lineage of military doctrine that we can trace all the way back to Alexander the Great, maybe even further back than that. But we have tried and tested strategies and tactics and tools for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And we have developed a very, very, very efficient system for running any kind of war, to the point where there are people whose entire life is just studying the minutiae of different types of warfare theory, okay? The wizards have none of that, and they're going to have to figure all that out on the fly while they're being kidnapped and bombed. Well, Ryan, if we, I am very good at taking out wizards, yes. If the Harry Potter universe is real, we cool. Not a single Muggle-born wizard played NES. I'm totally unbelievable. And the other thing is too, like, think about this, Vishan. If we got a hold of one of those bags, how long do you think it'd take until we figured out how it worked? You know what I mean? Probably not long. Probably like a few months at most. They still don't know how a car works. They're world expert on how Muggles function. Didn't know how an Oyster card worked. Alright, Ryan, you do know how to defeat the wizards. How about the Daleks, though? You introduce a biological virus that changes their DNA ever so slightly in grouped increments so that new subspecies of Daleks start to emerge, and then they all kill each other, fighting over who's the only pure Dalek left. Easy. Fucking easy peasy. You could probably do it because their machines, because their travel machines are so deeply linked into their biology. You could probably do it just by hacking the machines. Mutant phase, that's just mutant phase. It works. Cool. How do you make that virus? Is it that easy? I don't make it. I'm saying that's how you do it. And I would also like to point out that Daleks are considerably more dangerous than Harry Potter wizards. Because every advantage that we have over wizards, the Daleks have over us. I think we're fucked, to be honest. Being completely honest, I think we're just boned in that situation. Now zombies. It's actually not that hard to make small meaningless changes. Doing something useful is hard. Yeah, but Naja Win, what about something like, in terms of making a small meaningless change, what about making a change that's not meaningless to them? Like, it might functionally be useless, but what if it's really important to them because of their stupid ideology? My unborn baby is a bigger threat than this. How about that, though? That's what I want to know. I have no idea what a Dalek considers to be meaningful. Well, that's the first thing we'd have to learn. They consider racism meaningful. Okay, Ryan, how would you defeat the Earthbender village from M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender? Well, if I remember correctly, the Earth Village in M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender was like in the middle of like a big rocky valley. So you need give me 12 dudes, okay? Give me 12 dudes put them all inside the valley at like equidistant intervals in a 270 degree like kind of half moon shape, so that you establish full visibility and interlocking fields of fire, and then you create inside the village what is referred to in tactical terms as a kill box, which is a field of overlapping fire that you can't escape from once you're in, and then just fucking start firing. Because he plays Marvel. Yeah, because I play Marvel Rivals, I'm a tactical genius. My little son who is currently watching this video. You had that. I was so ready for that one. No, I meant Nick's son. Oh. Dude, Wizards even. No one plays Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, I'm actually gonna go now, because my back is acting up a bit. But this was a lot of fun, and I will be back on Thursday for more shenanigans. So until then, everyone have a lovely time, and we'll see what crazy hypotheticals we can come up with on Thursday. Bye guys, have a good time. 1 sec, no! I will not hold on for a sec to do Jenny next week, maybe, bye!